Yogesh Prakash Vallal, and in today's lecture we are going to learn Maths 1 Chapter 1 Arithmetic Progression, and the today's topic name is Application of Arithmetic Progression, that is word problem. To solve the word problem, we have to follow certain steps. First of all, we are going to learn that steps, and then we are going to proceed for the problems. So friends, while solving the word problem, remember these steps. First of all, read the problem carefully. Then decide what we have to find. That is, if we have to find a particular term, that means we have to find Tn. If we have to find total number of something, say chair, then we have to find Sn. Sometimes we have to find first installment or number of trees in first row, then it means that we have to find A. Similarly, in some problem we have to find D, and in some problem we have to find N. Okay, then write down the given values and use proper formula according to what we have to find. And then when we solve the problem step by step and get the answer, don't forget to write the units. Okay, so main thing is to understand the problem clearly, and then to select the formula and after solving, write down the unit. So we have two formulas, Tn and Sn. If we have to find n term of an AP, then we have to use formula for Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. And if we want sum of first n terms of an AP, then we have to use formula for Sn. There are two formulas for Sn. If we know first and last term, then the second formula is easy. So friends, let's solve some examples related with application of arithmetic progression, that is word problem. I will start with the first problem from practice set 3.4. On 1st January 2016, Sanika decided to save rupees 10, rupees 11 on second day, rupees 12 on third day in such a manner. If she decides to save like this, then on 31st December 2016, what would be her total saving? So friends, first of all, write down Sanika daily savings. Sanika's daily savings are as follow. That is, she has saved 10 rupees on first day, then 11 rupees on second day, and 12 rupees on third day, and so on. Now the given numbers are in arithmetic progression. If you want to verify it, then 11 minus 10 we get 1. Again 12 minus 11 we get 1. Therefore D is equal to constant, and therefore it is an AP. First of all, we verified that the savings are in arithmetic progression. Okay, where A is equal to the first term 10, D is equal to 1, and now the important thing is, what is N? How many days she saved that in such pattern? Then the answer is 366. Why 366? Because she started saving from 1st Jan up to 31st December. Okay, but 31st December of 2016, every year has 365 days, but 2016 is a leap year, since we mention here that 2016 is a leap year, so it has 1 day more than normal years. Okay, so sometimes in mathematics we have to use common sense with intelligence. Okay, so now we have to find the total saving of Sanika. So I will write formula for Sn. Sn is equal to n upon 2 2a plus n minus 1 into D. Now just substitute the value. Therefore S 366 is equal to 366 upon 2 in bracket 2 into 10 plus 366 minus 1 into value of d is 1. Okay, so as 366 is equal to n upon 2 will become 183. 366 divided by 2 we get 183. In bracket we get 2 into 10, 20, plus 365 into 1, 365. So go on solving this. In bracket we get 385, and when we multiply 183 by 385 we will get 70,455, and this is the amount. So we write the unit rupees. Okay, so our final answer is Sanika's total saving on 31st December 2016, okay, would be 70,455 rupees. Okay, just highlight the final answer. Friends, just remember one thing. If here they have given 2015, then the value of n will become 365. Being a leap year, 2016 being a leap year, we have taken the value of n as 366. Now let's solve problem number 4. There is an auditorium with 27 rows of seats. There are 20 seats in the first row, 22 seats in the second row, 24 seats in the third row, and so on. Find the number of seats in the 15th row and also find how many total seats are there in the auditorium. This is important problem as it has we have to find Tn and Sn both in this one problem. The number of seats in the 15th row means we have to find T15, and now how many total seats are there in the auditorium means we have to find all the total seats in 27 rows. So we have to find here S27. So look at the picture here. The problem is in first row there are 20 seats, in second row there are 22 seats. Okay, so how many seats in the 15th row? We have to find this thing. Okay, and then in 27th row there are actually in such pattern there are chairs. Okay, so in all how many total number of chairs in that auditorium? Okay, so here we have to find T15, and here we have to find S27 total number of seats. So let's start solving. The number of seats in the auditorium are 20, 22, 24 and so on. Again we will check that D is equal to 22 minus 20 we get 2. Okay, again D is equal to 24 minus 22, again we get 2, means here we get D is equal to constant. Instead of writing D, you can write T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2. Okay, therefore it is an AP. It is an AP with A is equal to 20 and D is equal to 2. Now let's solve our first question. Okay, Tn, let it be our first step, this will be second. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now we have to find T15, number of seats in the 15th row. So here I will write 20 plus 15 minus 1 into value of D is 2. So it will become 20 plus 14 into 2. Okay, so it will become 20 plus 28 is equal to 48. So our first answer is number of chairs or number of seats in 15th row is equal to 48 is equal to 48. Okay, most of the student make similar mistake. They get the correct answer, but after while writing it again in words they make mistake. Okay, so avoid such type of mistake. Now we have to find the total number of seats in the auditorium, means we have to find S27. So write the formula for Sn. Sn is equal to n upon 2. Now we have to find 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So S27 is equal to 27 upon 2. In bracket 2, a is again 20 plus n is 27 minus 1 into d. Value of d is given as 2. Okay. So let's solve. 27 cannot be divided by 2. So we keep it as it is. Here we get 40 plus 27 minus 1 is 26 into 2. I will write directly as 52. 27 upon 2 into 92. So it will become 27 into 46. Okay. And this will give me the answer 1242. Okay. So therefore total number of seats is equal to 1242. Okay. Again highlight your both the answers. Friends, I hope you understood today's lecture, and if you like the lecture, don't forget to share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.